She stood on the porch, suitcase in hand, heart pounding so loud she wondered if her mom could hear it. "Go," she whispered to herself. But then the front door clicked shut behind her, and her mom's voice, soft, unexpected, and trembling, stopped her mid-step. "You deserve better, stay with me tonight." In that single sentence lay everything she'd been running from: love and pain, forgiveness and fear, and the one choice that could change her life forever. Isla had always been the dreamer in a quiet town where dreams faded like old paint. She worked double shifts at the cafe, trying to save for college, but life had a way of demanding every cent, and every ounce of her heart. Her boyfriend, Jaden, was charming and warm when she smiled, but behind closed doors his words cut deeper than any storm. Nights once filled with laughter had turned into days crowded with tension, and every apology felt like a fading echo. One evening, after a fight that left her trembling, Isla packed her bag. Each item she folded wasn't just clothing, it was a piece of courage stitched together by every sleepless night she had endured. Her mom, Nadia, watched from the doorway as Isla slipped out into the cool air, suitcase rolling over cracks in the pavement. But halfway down the porch steps, footsteps echoed behind her. Nadia's eyes were heavy with unsaid words. She didn't scold. She didn't guilt. She offered something softer, something more human: hope. "You deserve better," she said, her voice like a cracked lullaby. "Stay with me tonight." Those words caught Isla off guard. It wasn't charity, it was love. Nadia didn't want Isla to run away from her life, she wanted her daughter to breathe again. For the first time in months, Isla let herself feel seen, not as someone broken, but as someone cherished. That night, they shared tea in mismatched mugs. Nadia didn't give advice, she listened. Isla cried, first in quiet sobs, then in bold torrents that felt like healing. And with each tear, the fog in her heart began to lift. It wasn't a solution, but it was a beginning. The next morning, Isla woke to sunlight brushing the curtains. For the first time in a long while, she didn't reach for pain. Instead, she reached for purpose. Mama and daughter spent the day walking through town, revisiting old memories: the bakery where they'd shared Saturday mornings, the riverbank where Isla learned to skip stones. Nadia spoke about her own struggles, dreams she left behind, heartbreaks she carried. And as she spoke, Isla saw her mom not as a guardian, but as a human who'd learned resilience one breath at a time. Isla knew she still had to face Jaden. She knew growth would be hard. She knew life wouldn't magically change overnight. But that night with her mom gave her something stronger than fear: direction. She wrote him a letter, not angry, not pleading, but honest. She said she needed space to heal, and while she cared for him, she needed to care for herself first. She didn't ask for forgiveness. She didn't promise forever. She simply asked for respect, the kind she finally learned to give herself. Weeks passed. Isla enrolled in night classes. Her mom helped her balance work and study. They laughed again, not because life was easy, but because they found joy in simplicity. Isla discovered strength she never knew she had, and her heart finally learned that pain wasn't a prison, but a teacher. In the end, Isla's decision wasn't just about leaving a past she had outgrown, it was about choosing the future she deserved. A choice not born of fear, or guilt, or pressure, but of clarity, love, and self-worth. Some decisions feel like endings, but every ending carries the seed of a beginning. When you choose you, when you choose love, courage, and healing, even if just for tonight, you open the door to every tomorrow you could ever hope for. Because sometimes, staying with your truth matters far more than running from your past.